I published last year, and then people start asking me about the story, so I became a speaker. And now the Fortune 500 companies heard me speaking, and they said, why don't you come and talk to our employees? So now I'm transitioning into consulting. So what I recommend to people, don't wait for a big dream to come true overnight. It's a process, so you have to take steps. So you have a plan, but work on parts of your business plan. Sometimes you have to skip something and do something different, but my advice is to diversify your portfolio. Don't put all the eggs in one basket. For example, I cannot survive just being an author. It's just not enough, because you have to promote your book constantly. And how do you promote your book? By telling the stories. And who do you tell the story? So you need the audience. So you go to the conferences, and people see, people hear, and people invite you to speak and do the training. I wrote on Facebook, give to your clients today something that they cannot buy. It's your passion, your time, your ideas. Provide more value. I think the one thing is, do not be discouraged. Keep going, and also reflecting. It's looking back what worked and what did not work. If you follow the business plan, look what brought you the most value to your company, to your clients. And once you found the success formula, you just repeat over and over and over again. I think the most challenging is to find what works for the business. My grandmother Bayok, which means white pearl in Korean, does not remember her wedding even today. She's 95. But she does remember August 17 of 1937. She survived. I was 23 years old when I escaped from Russia. And her story is really what kept me going and kept me hoping for the best. How to overcome challenges. Challenges is a virtue of life. So my grandmother said, doesn't matter how old are you, how wealthy you are. No one was wealthy in Russia. It was a communist country. But she said, you know what? You are going to have up and downs. And you will fall once in a while. But it's not that important. Important thing is how you face the challenges. How do you react to that? What life throws at you, good or bad? You have to embrace. You cannot deny. It will haunt you. And I took her advice. And every time I would be in that situation when I feel I have no place to sleep, I stayed with over 30 families. I wanted to thank everyone in my book, but I don't remember the names. I went back to San Francisco. I drove around the neighborhoods, but I couldn't recognize them. But most of the people in my book are my friends and extended families. They're alive, except few people. One of my mentor, Don Kalb, when I was a stockbroker, passed away. And Sharon talked about synchronicity. I got the call from very famous motivational speakers 2 days ago, and he said, I've been following you, and you are one of these practitioners who just manifest everything and so fast in your life. And how do you do, and who teaches you? And I told him, my grandmother. It's her spirit. For years, no one would accept and read my manuscript, but it was my calling. I had women's division for Business Women's Network, was founded by my very close friend and mentor, Eddie Fraser. I was laid off in 2007. I knew it because my intuition is what I listen to, because it's the closest thing to my creator. And the reason I say creator, not God, because if you believed in God or had a Bible, own a Bible, you would be sent to prison in Russia. But I do remember my grandmother used the word God when I was a little girl. And every time something good happens, she's thank God and she said, good fortune, we're so fortunate. And sometimes there were no food on the table and still we're so fortunate. I said, grandmother, it's kind of a little bit too much. Why do you say all the time, good fortune, something have good fortune? And she looked at me and she said, being here is a blessing. We're fortunate. Good fortune.